Hi guys, this is Neerav Kaku from Embarcadero, and today I'm going to show you how to basically integrate a large language model locally from your computer into your Delphi application. It's actually way simpler than one would have imagined, and I'm going to take you through step-by-step process on how to achieve it, and you can definitely go ahead and then have a completely working AI LLM within your Delphi applications. So let's get on with it. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to go to Ollama.com and download the Windows installer. So you can go to Ollama.com and click the download button and go for the Windows download and click download for Windows, right? And once it finishes downloading, it will be a Ollama.setup file. Let me quickly show it to you. There you can see it's Ollama setup, and all you have to do is run this application. And once you run this application, you have to run one more command to get the latest Ollama model. So you can open up command prompt, run as administrator. Now, if this is the first time you are writing this command on your PC, it's going to actually go ahead and fetch the latest model from the internet. In my case, I already have this model installed. Hence, it has just straight away started the model, and it has already kind of loaded something that I have trained it for. So I will come to that a little later. But for now, please make sure that you run this command. And once you run this command, you will be able to see this icon here that says Ollama. And after that, start integrating Ollama with your Delphi application. So let's get to that now. So let's go and open up RAD Studio 12. I have 12.2 installed, but this will also work with any enterprise edition that you have that supports or has a REST client library. So we'll go ahead and let's create a new application, create a Windows application, no problem. And the other thing that we want to immediately do is open the REST debugger, and let's first try to connect our REST debugger with our existing running Ollama service, and let's call it API/chat. I'm pretty sure I had it somewhere, and basically it requires this JSON object that you need to send as body. I'll just put it in my notepad, right? And this is the JSON object that needs to go into the body when you're chatting with your locally installed LLM. And the idea is to basically sort of replace this text, right, with whatever you want to ask it. So let's just say this value here, prompt, and this is what we search for and replace, right? For now, all I've done is put content high, and I'm going to go ahead and send a request, and you can see it has come up with a response saying 200 OK. And if you look at it, the response has come like this. I'm just going to go ahead and copy it over on Notepad. Oops. And here you can see that the responses come as an assistant, and it's given you an answer. So now that you have this working with your REST debugger, you can simply go ahead and copy components and paste them here. And this is now pre-configured with exactly what you did in your REST debugger. So let's quickly test it out. Put a button here and let's put a memo here. Expand this memo a little bit more. And let's go ahead and name this button chat and change the text. So caption to chat, right? And currently we already have hard-coded the JSON object. So for now, we won't need to do anything. We simply will execute this REST request and we'll see the response, right? So in the chat, what we are going to do is we're going to say REST request dot execute and memo1 dot lines dot add REST response dot content. Okay, that's pretty much it. Let's just go ahead and run this application and chat. Remember, we've hard-coded the hi inside the JSON object, so it should respond exactly the way it responded with. Now, all you have to do is simply add a few more components, right? And what you want to do is just want to REST request. Let's do this. Let's now take the object that we wanted as a variable. Let's just take the body as a variable and let's give it a string here that we will replace every time we need to replace. Rams 0 dot value equal to request body, and before we do that we want to do request body is equal to request body dot replace, and here we want to replace our prompt with edit1 dot text, and once we do that we'll assign the new request body to the body param and we'll execute it. So let's go and see if this works. Let's run this. And you can see it has actually come back to you with an answer saying Diwali has a festival it's a significant festival in Hinduism, celebrated over 5 days in autumn, usually October to November, so on and so forth. Right now, this is basically running locally from our laptop or our computer, and it's a fully functioning LLM. Now, so just to recap the process, what we did was we installed Ollama from ollama.com. Then what we did was we ran a command called Ollama run Ollama 3.2 from command prompt, and that fetched the latest Ollama 3.2 model on our computer, and then we tested whether it's running or not. We went to localhost on our browser with the port 11434, and we hit enter to see if Ollama was running, and we saw that. Then what we did was we went to our Delphi we went to our RAS Studio, and from RAS Studio we opened REST debugger. And once we opened the REST debugger, what we did was we made a GET request to localhost colon 11434 /API/chat URL, and in the request body we gave the designated or the required JSON object that Ollama requires to respond properly. And once that request succeeded, we simply hit copy components from the REST debugger and we pasted them on our Delphi application. We did a small test by putting a button and a memo and ran the components exactly the way we had copied them, which had the URL as well as the object hard-coded inside them. We showed the response in the memo. Now, the only thing that was left was to basically give it an ability for the user to enter their own custom prompt, which we did by replacing the prompt area using a variable and replacing it with the text in the edit box and calling the REST API once again. And we got an answer to our prompt that the user gave. So this is the way you can actually simply create a simple LLVM chat application within your Delphi project.